I love color. I love like rich colors. I love yellows and dark, rich blues. There's something about color that it's so full of life. And it's my way of telling the stories. My name is Amy Dryer. I'm an artist in Calgary, and the show is called The Places I Know. It's showing at Elevation Gallery in Canmore. My husband and I read this book and sing this song associated with this book every night to our kids. It's a beautiful children's book. Hawksley Workman is the lyricist. The story and the music and the lyrics of this book really inspired the show, and I listened to it quite a bit. There's a connection to sound and painting, and this was the inspiration for a lot of the pieces. And it talks about walking into the flowers in the fall. There's the movement of the birds migrating. There's the change of the seasons in terms of the cycles of the moon and the change of the moon. It talks about suffering and hard times, but we're all together in it too. I think that that's really important, and that's been part of my show as well. And I just want to have people engage in those moments to enter into the painting. So like they stand before it and look at it, and then they go into it. You know, it becomes like a moment that they can experience in a real way. So they go into the night sky, or they go into the house, or they go and sit at the table. So they engage and they enter that space. It's I'd say about 2 years in the making. I bring all the work forward together. So I stretch and prep all the canvas together. I prime them all with a gesso, then I put color down, and I bring them all forward as a body of work. And then I start to layer them all. So I'll paint one, and then I'll paint another one, and then I'll paint another one. I'll go back to the other one. So I don't run around physically, but I do move around between all of them. Sometimes people ask me my favorite, and I feel like it's almost all one painting. They just go together. The part of the process that's the most difficult is when the studio's empty, and I'm like, okay, I just have to get some things going, and they'll speak to each other, and they create this dialogue as I'm making them. But the beginning is the hardest, and then as I'm making them, they start to like create a community of paintings, or they speak to each other and they help me create the other pieces. I'll take photos of them. I look at those photos, laying in bed at night, and I analyze them and think about them, and then come back to the studio to do the next layers. I always loved painting a painting and then turning it sideways and making it into something else, and then turning it another way and making it into something else. So I always was kind of interested in the layering of a piece and all the stories in that single piece. So the whole show is a story, but then there's also lots of stories in the individual works. I think I always am learning to trust the process, that things will come together, that things unfold as they're meant to unfold, that it's sometimes hard, that there's struggle in the paintings and in life, and that reflects. It's gritty and it's beautiful, and it's just, it all comes through, hopefully, in the work eventually. Be gentle with yourself and work at it, keep showing up. At the beginning of this, even like when you're starting to make a show, there's sort of like anxiety about like, what will it be? What will my life look like? Where will I go? I'm an artist. What does that mean in this world where that's undefined? And I think just sort of trusting in that unknown and embracing that, it's pretty special.